My son, listen to me carefully. Ethan grew up in a town with simple ways of life. He was a kind boy who loved to learn and dream about a bright future. His father was a hardworking and honest man who cared very much about his son. One calm evening, when Ethan was a teenager, his father sat him down in their small living room. With a gentle but serious voice, his father said, "My son, listen to me carefully. I want to tell you something very important about life and love." Ethan listened as his father began to speak. "Sex is sweet," he said, "but it can hurt your life if you are not careful. Your body has strong desires, and these desires can sometimes be like an enemy if you do not learn to control them. You must learn self-control to protect your future." Ethan felt his heart beat fast. He did not fully understand yet, but he could see the deep concern in his father's eyes. His father continued, "When you are young, you will meet many people and many chances will come your way. Some moments are fun, but they may hurt you later if you are not wise. There are times when you must say no, even when something feels very nice. There are girls you should not be with. Do not be with someone who is too young, or who is already married, or someone who might lead you into trouble. Many men have lost their way because they did not control their desires." Ethan listened carefully to every word. He imagined the man his father had told him about, a man from their town who once had great dreams but lost his future by making wrong choices. This man had not been careful with his actions, and soon his life became very hard. He lost his job, his friends, and even the respect of his neighbors. People whispered his name with sadness and regret. Ethan felt a deep sadness for this man. He did not want to follow the same path. Over the next years, Ethan thought about his father's words every day. In school and at home, he tried to remember that self-control was like a shield that protected his future. Sometimes, when he was with his friends, he saw choices that might lead to quick fun but could cause long-term problems. Ethan would close his eyes and think of his father's advice. He knew that every decision he made was important and that his future depended on his ability to choose wisely. One day, Ethan went to a big city for his studies. In the city, the lights were bright and the nights were full of excitement. There were many parties with loud music and many people to meet. At these parties, many choices seemed easy and fun. One night at a party, Ethan met a girl who smiled at him and spoke kind words. The moment was exciting, and everything around him was filled with joy and music. But then he remembered his father's gentle voice and the warning in his heart. He thought of the man who had lost his future because he did not control his desires. Ethan felt a strong pull inside him. He knew that if he acted on impulse, he might hurt his future. With a heavy heart and steady mind, he told the girl, "I am sorry, but I must go home now." It was a hard decision, and Ethan felt both sadness and relief. He left the party that night, feeling a mix of regret for the lost fun and pride for choosing a path that would protect his future. In the following years, Ethan continued to work hard at his studies. he kept his father's advice close in his heart. Every time he was tempted by an easy but dangerous choice, he thought of his future and of the man who had lost everything. Slowly, his life began to shine with success. His work was good, his friends respected him, and he felt strong inside because he had learned to control his desires. Ethan knew that sometimes he would feel lonely or tempted, but he also knew that each day was a new chance to choose wisely. He learned that self-control was not about denying happiness, but about making sure that his choices helped him grow and reach his dreams. He thought often of the man his father had warned him about and felt grateful that he was not following that path. As time went by, Ethan became a teacher in his hometown. He loved to sit with the young boys and girls and tell them stories about making good choices. One day, he sat down with a young boy who had big, curious eyes that reminded Ethan of himself as a teenager. With a gentle smile, he said, "My dear child, listen to me carefully. Life will give you many chances. Some of these chances are sweet and fun, but they can also hurt you if you are not careful. You must learn to control your desires. When you do this, you protect your future and grow strong like a brave man." The young boy listened carefully. He asked, "How do I grow strong?" Ethan replied, "By making choices that are good for you. Think of your dreams, your studies, and the life you want. Always ask yourself, will this choice help me or hurt me? If you choose wisely, you will build a good life." Ethan continued to teach and live by these words. Even though he sometimes remembered the fun nights and parties of the city, he always remembered his father's warning. He knew that his strength came from within and that every day he could choose a path that would lead him to a bright future. He often told his students, "Control your desires, and you control your life. Do not let a moment of pleasure take away your future." As the years passed, Ethan looked back at his life with gratitude. He had built a life full of respect, love, and success because he had learned to say no to choices that could hurt him later. He taught others that true strength is not in doing everything that seems fun at the moment, but in choosing the right path, even when it is hard. Ethan's long journey showed that life is full of temptations and fun moments. However, the most important lesson was to always think of tomorrow when making a choice today. He believed that self-control was like a strong shield that kept him safe from many dangers. His life became a shining example of how a man could be happy, respected, and strong by protecting his future. Ethan's story reminds us all that we must be careful with our choices. Every day, we face moments that test our will and strength. If we learn to control our desires and choose the path that leads to our dreams, we build a future filled with hope and success. In the end, Ethan showed that true happiness comes from making wise decisions and that each day is a chance to build a better life.